Good rising.
Hey, Big Judah, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. Can't complain. All blessings, come from the Most High, so I can't complain.
Beautiful. Anything you want to share with the nation today?
First, I just want to give all praises, and then I want to thank you for what you're doing, and I pray that the Most High blesses you, that you can continue to do what you're doing. I just want to say that I feel like you should stay in prayer, and that we should just seek God's face, and we should still be in the Word no matter what in this time.
Yes.
Like, I could feel it in my spirit. Something's about to happen. Things are changing. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, definitely. Definitely.
And then I noticed, I did a little research, and I noticed some biblical prophecy happening.
Mm-hmm.
The Euphrates River has been drying up for a while.
Yes.
And like it talks about in Revelation that it's going to dry up and things are going to happen. So I believe as a nation, we should just stay in prayer. And, I've read Revelation, you've read Revelation. In the end, we win. Yes. No matter what Esau does, no matter what the devil does.
Yes.
In the end, we win.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling, brother. I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to get some more of these calls. I got a lot of calls coming in, but thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, brother. Thank you.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom, brother.
Good rising. Good rising. Call someone back or... Good rising.
Good rising. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to chime in. I was just, are you familiar, Big Judah, with Stephen Darby's ministry?
Yeah, I've heard of him, yes.
Yeah. I was just listening to his, one of his podcasts. He was talking about Negro land and how the byword, they took it and made it a byword, but that's who we actually are, the following. You can trace our lineage back through that. And if you're not familiar with him, Stephen Darby Ministries, he's pretty enlightened. He's, we have those traditional Christian pastors, but Stephen Darby is not one of those typical Christian pastors. But he, and I don't know if you are familiar with Omar Thibodeau.
Yes, I've heard of him as well.
Yeah, he's good as well. I would tell you oh good Lord, I forget it was a series that he preached, and it started last March and it went all the way up to October of 2020. And when I tell you that is the greatest series of ministry series of passages preached, I'm telling you, man, it is absolutely great. I think it's the oh man, if I wasn't on the spot here, I could tell you. I tell you what, if is there any way I could like text that information to yours?
You can put it in the comment section when I put this video up. That'd be great.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, man. And I would encourage everyone. I mean, he traced from Noah's three sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, and he traced it all the way from there, all the way up to today's time, and how Esau and the Edomites, and there's always been this enmity between us. When one is up, the other one's down, and when the other one's down, the other one's up.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it's so enlightened. That brother put in, a lot of thought and hard work with that. He just not to big up him, but just or to throw in a plug for him. He's a lawyer by trade down there. I think in Lafayette, Louisiana, and Philadelphia. I think it's called Philadelphia Christian Church, but it's they're Hebrews.
Okay.
Sure. And so I would love for you to watch that series, and man, you will gain so much information from that, and you'll love it. It'll be edifying to you. I would encourage all of your listeners to do the same. And Big Judah, you keep doing what you're doing, brother, because I love what you do. I love what you do.
Thank you, sir. All praises to the Most High. Thanks for calling. Shalom.
Shalom. Bye-bye.
Good rising.
Hi, Big Judah. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for calling me back.
Yes.
My name is Pam, and I'm also in the Inland Empire like you.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I want to start this time by saying thank you for your work. I really, really appreciate all that you do.
All praises.
So, yes, with the nation, and I know a lot of people get confused when they talk about Israelis, and then then you say Israelites, and like, well, which is it, right? Mm-hmm. So I was led by the Holy Spirit to do a Google search, images of Israeli people, and then I did images of Israelite people, and then I was able to compare what I saw. Mm-hmm. And of course, I took screenshots and everything. It's really an amazing revelation when you do that Google search. Mm-hmm. And so that might be something that people could do, and it would help to get rid of the confusion of what people are, who's who.
Yeah, I at this point I really don't think there's much confusion. I just think a lot of people have those blinders on and just refuse to acknowledge the truth.
Yeah, well, there's some people, like I have friends that are just coming into it, and they're like, well, I don't understand the difference. What's the difference? Israel, what is it all about? Mm-hmm. It's just kind of like a play on words.
Yeah, just like many things. Just like many things.
That's just something I wanted to share.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, no problem. God bless you. Shalom.
Yes. Most High bless you too. Shalom. Good rising.
Big Brother Judah?
Yes.
Greetings.
How are
Great
you?
Rising. I am so well. Oh my God, I can't believe I got through.
Yes, you're here, sister.
How are you, brother? Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I just want to say, first of all, I'm so grateful that the Most High put on your heart to do a call-in call. I so appreciate the time you spend to bring us the information, and I studied with you a lot, and I'm grateful. But I like to bring some information to the nation as well. And most people don't know that we have a new high court on land, and it's called the Universal World Court. And it can be accessed at sovcpr.com or .org. Okay. There is redemption going on the land, brother, and the one in which most people in the world is looking for, the Redeemer, Yehoshua Mashiach, or whichever way that you choose to say it. Mm-hmm. He is here in the flesh. Mm-hmm. I know he is who he says he is. Mm-hmm. I want to bring this information to the nation because somebody done stole our stuff, and we know it. Now, how do we get it back? Revelation 18 calls for us to come out of her, but they didn't tell us who her was or even how to come out of her. Mm-hmm. They didn't tell us.
Yes.
This information is not being broadcasted, mm-hmm. but you can access it. And I'm telling you, brother, this is the Noah's Ark.
This is the ark that's built for the protection of the people. All you have to do is come and identify yourself. That is part of the master sequester that even Clinton received when he was in office. This is how long Dr. Henderson, who is the ad hoc Chief Justice of the Universal World Court, yes, he is of the tribe of Judah. He is the Son of Man, came to redeem the whole world. All you have to do is come, identify yourself. That's it. Don't cost you nothing.
Okay.
SOVCPR.com. I am an ambassador of the court, and I do help people get index.
Okay.
My name is Aida L.
Okay.
I am also known as Gia Hunt.
Okay. Thank you, sister.
And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to bring this information forward.
All
there
praise.
are archived conference calls on their website that I gave. People can listen in. There's also documentation that can be read about how we got enslaved for a second time through the birth certificate. And that's everyone. Everyone.
Okay.
Okay, brother.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, sister, for sharing this information. We appreciate it.
Yes, yes, indeed. Everything can be backed up with scripture, brother.
Yes. All praises.
All right, peace. All praise due to the Most High God of the universe.
Yes. Yes.
Most gratitude.
Shalom.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Shalom.
Yes. Good rising.
Good rising, Big Judah. Hey, I just spoke to you. I just found that video series. It's called Rome, the Roots of Edom.
Okay.
Yeah, it's man, I am telling you, I'm sorry, it's Edom, the Roots of Rome. And I think that, yeah, Edom, the Roots of Rome.
Okay.
And there's like 20 parts to this thing. I mean, he preached it from March of this year. I mean, March of 2020 all the way to October of 2020. Every week he would preach on this series. And I mean, it is valuable information.
Thank you. Thank you for calling back and sharing. We're going to get some other videos, but thank you so much. Some other calls, but thank you so much.
You're welcome. See you later.
Shalom.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Shalom.
Good rising.
Oh, good rising, Big Judah.
How are you doing?
I am fine, and yourself, and I've been trying to reach you and give you all the blessings in the world because you have been such a blessing to me.
Oh, thank you so much, sister. I appreciate that.
And also, you know, I was listening to you and Elle dealing with over there in Asia, the video that you put up yesterday, and it's like I was just like everybody else at one point until my eyes was open and my ears was open to the truth. Now, there's a lot of things that I have always believed in my life. I used to always think back in high school. And I started seeing it then, like why so many other people were treated way better than us. And I seen it then. I just didn't understand it then.
Yes.
So I feel like the Most High has been preparing me and prepping me all of these years for this right here. And somebody connected me to you. And once I started listening to you, then I turned into listening to Big Levi. I turned it into listen to, what's her name? Lisa
Cabrera,
I think it is.
Lisa Cabrera, yes.
Yes, I started listening to her as well. So what you have done for me, Big Judah, is you have confirmed so many things. I don't have to think about those things anymore because you confirmed them for me, and you have been such a blessing in my life, and I agree. And I know that because things that's happening, opposed to them saying, okay, these are plagues.
Yes.
They rather lie to us and continuously tell us, oh yeah, this is a what do you call it? A climate change. This is this is that. Instead of saying, okay, we know you are the chosen people. We know we stole and took everything from you. Why not just tell the truth and get it over with because you're being punished anyway?
Yes. Yes.
So it's no need to continue to lie, because as they see, and it's like I try to open up so many eyes. I even try to give people your link.
Yes.
Big Judah. And guess what? People call me crazy. People say I think I know everything. People say, when I try to tell people that his name is not God or Jesus, I don't know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I'm not educated. I'm not spiritual. I said, okay. I said, you know what? It's my job to tell you what I do know, mm-hmm. but it's your job to be acceptance of it.
Yes. Yes.
So I can't do nothing for nobody. I try to say, and I try to, as you feeding me, I'm trying to feed others.
All praises. All praises. Wow. Your story is, it's amazing, because that we've all been getting prepared for this time. I went through the same issues all my life. Why, seeing all these things, and like, why are these things happening to our people? Why can't we catch a break? Why is it always we're at the bottom? Why is it no one cares about us and our plight? But now we have our answers.
Yeah, but where our answers been in front of us? What it is because I live in New Jersey. I live in Irvington, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And the biggest vaccination facility they put right in Newark, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And the way it is out here typically is that out here, they don't care about anything. Mm-hmm. When you are living in the hood, because the neighbor has been taken out of the hood many years ago. Mm-hmm. So now it's just the hood. And I know the difference because I'm from Middlesex, born and raised in Middlesex County. Mm-hmm. So I know the difference in living amongst our people, mm-hmm. and living amongst others.
Yes.
There is a big difference. Like I always tell people, I said, I feel like I'm living in a foreign country within the United States. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I said, because they will allow these people to come over to this country and give to them before us. Mm-hmm. So they're using them as much as they're using us.
Yes.
Everything that they do has a meaning behind it and has a motive behind it. Nothing that they do is ever going to be sincere.
Yes.
So in saying all of that, I stay ready, so I ain't never got to get ready. I prep, I pray, I study, I do everything I can possibly do to stay ready, so I ain't never got to get ready.
All praises. All praises. You're ready. You are definitely ready.
Yes, and I love the fact of you teaching your children.
Yes.
I love that, because it's nothing more. I feel like our people should have always taught our children at home, because then they would have been getting the truth the whole time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But because they created school, everything they created was to be against us. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To hide from us. Mm-hmm. And I also believe, I don't know if anybody believed this, but I believe that that's the reason why when the industry came out, I've noticed that before the industry, they allowed a black man on the scene before the black woman. Mm-hmm. And I believe they set it up like that because they wanted our races to be mixed, because they had a motive. Because how do you go from hating these people, these kinds of people, to murdering them, killing them, raping them, and to marrying them and having children by them? Mm-hmm. No, that never added up to me. I always believed there was something behind that.
Yeah. There's definitely a method to all the madness going on around us. Nothing is by chance.
Right, absolutely.
Nothing is by chance. And I did a video probably over a year ago, talking about how Nimrod was setting up schools and, setting up education. And we know, and that's just been continuing on down. And you go into the Sumerian text and you start realizing that, they set up all these schools thousands of years, even before Nimrod, and I'm sure they were pushing, a lot of these schools are set up now just to push, their agenda.
Yes. Yes. And that's, and our teachings in the hood is totally different from the teachings in the suburban areas.
Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely.
And I try to feed all my brothers and sisters, even dealing with the gun violence. I try to speak to my people. I try to say, like, listen, we don't have to fight anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All we got to do is stick together and do the right thing, and the Most High is going to do the rest.
Yes, this is true. This is true.
So I always told people, I don't care how my people are, what they do, and how they do. I will never go against my people because I know that's not the thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares about us. They make us look like we the worst people on the planet.
Yes, they do.
They try to make it seem like that we're lazy, we're stupid,
mm-hmm.
we're all of the things that's above when they're really crabs, just keep pulling us down in the bucket because they don't want us to realize who we are, why we are here, and what belongs to us. So I am happy to the fullest that this is happening.
Yes. Thank you, sister, for calling in. I'm going to need to get some more of these calls, and thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. I appreciate you, and I will continue to watch you.
Thank you so much. Shalom, sister.
All right. God bless.
Good rising. Good rising. Hello? Good rising.
Hey, hold on just a second. I'm about to put you on speaker.
Okay.
Hey, Big Judah.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Awesome. Hey, how are you doing today? How are you feeling?
Doing well. Doing the Most High's will. That's what we're here to do.
All right. That's good to hear. Real quick, I just want to say, I've been listening to you for about a year now.
Okay.
And I really thank the Most High for you every day, for you and your son. And I'm just thankful that I ran across you because I've been learning an awful lot from you.
All praises.
All praises. Real quick, because I know you got a bunch of other people trying to call in and talk to you also. Okay. So, I'm sorry, did you say something?
No. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so this called in about, if you recall, she had called in saying that she had basically an out-of-body experience with where she was flying from tree to tree.
Yes.
And do you recall that?
Yes.
All right. Well, that was a lot of the reason why I called in is I basically wanted her to know that she's not the only one that went through a similar situation like that. So last year during COVID, I'm not gonna lie, I went to bed late one night. Went to bed late that particular night, and I had some music playing in the background, but I now realize at the time it was playing at a certain frequency, mm-hmm. or a certain hertz. But at any rate, I had really been getting closer to the Most High during COVID last year with the research I've been doing, as well as listening to you. So I went to bed, and I don't know if you understand what I mean by you're sleep, but you're not sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of in a certain state.
Yes.
Well, I was laying in my bed. I was sleeping on my stomach, and Big Judah, I swear up or down. I I never experienced this before. So the spiritual part of me had came out of my body, and I was looking down, and I could see myself laying on the bed, and I felt my feet lift up out of my physical body. Mm-hmm. But at that time, I'm not gonna lie, I had got scared and I had got spooked by it because I didn't understand what was going on then. And so because that fear kicked in, I automatically shot back into my body. And I also felt some kind of impact from me going back into my body, and I think it shook my bed a little bit. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not as detailed as the sister that called in the other day, but when she explained what happened to her, I just wanted her to know, like, because I know you're going to put this on YouTube eventually. Or mm-hmm.
Yes.
You're going to put up later on?
Yes.
And so when she comes back and listens to it again, I just want her to know that she's not the only one that's been through that. I've heard people say that it's called astral projection, but I'm not sure. But I really believe it had more so to do with what the Most High was doing for me at that time in my life. Mm-hmm. At any rate, that's all I really had to share. I hope I was being clear.
Yes. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much for sharing. Great information.
Oh, thank you. Shalom.
Shalom. Good rising. Good rising.
Good rising. Let me try to stop all the stuff I have going so I can hear you.
Okay.
How are you today? Shalom, my dear.
Shalom.
Shalom. How's the weather out there in California?
Hot. Like it is in a lot of different places.
It's extremely hot here. We're in Maryland, PG County, and it's like 100 degrees out here.
Woo.
So, yeah, it's very, very hot. And, I just want to make a few comments. I thank you so much, as always. And I graduated on Monday with my BA.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm going to go to grad school in about a year. And I'm just letting, want the nation to know I've been looking at the prices of food and the lack of food in the grocery stores. So I had a friend say that there's some ships on the West Coast and the East Coast that are not allowed to bring in the food. Do you know what's going on? Any idea?
I've heard there's a whole like a glutton of ships sitting out in the like in Long Beach over here, mm-hmm. and that they didn't have enough mm-hmm. people to actually unload the ships. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I've heard about that going on over here in mm-hmm. Long Beach.
Right, I heard she said it's on the West Coast from Seattle all the way down to California on the Eastern Seaboard. And I'm telling you, I'm going to all the grocery stores and noticing that there's a lot of food is disappearing off the shelves. I'm not sure if that's just regular shopping or what's really going on, but
Well, I know they have that just-in-time delivery system, so if they're not getting the shipments, I guess that's probably why. I've noticed that as well. You know, that there's not as much of a choice, you know, and what's being shown up, or things are just are empty.
Yeah, I noticed. You know, the unemployment benefits are running out for families. It's like, what in the world? Society has really there's no morality, and it doesn't seem like anymore.
No, and same, you know, you're right. And the same thing, I guess,
and everything.
With the what is the moratorium, for foreclosure moratorium, or you know, the rent help is I think that's done actually today. And I don't know if they did anything to extend it, or I haven't heard anything. I haven't really been listening to the news too much, but I haven't heard if they extended that or not.
No, they have not extended it, and you know, the prices of rental. I'm a renter right now. I haven't bought a home again because I'm looking at the homes in the DMV, and it's like outrageous. Who can afford $600,000? The average family can't.
Exactly.
You know, so I've been looking at possibly doing my own homesteading in another state where the land is cheaper, and it doesn't seem like the employment is going to pick up maybe anytime soon, maybe the fall. But Corona is making a comeback, some new variant. I heard that on the news last night. I think it's called the Delta variant or something to that nature.
Yes, I mean things are picking up as far as the plagues and everything else that's going on right now, and I mean the curses on the other, on the world. And I heard definitely there's a worker shortage. And I know that a lot of the benefits are running out. Definitely the moratorium on evictions, is ending. And if they don't change it soon, I mean, oof.
What are families supposed to do, right? Because the extent the unemployment, that pandemic unemployment benefit is also ending July 3rd. So
wow.
Yeah, it's really getting bad, and it seems like people in general, there's no cure for their fellow brother, no lack of concern. It's a lack of concern over everything.
Yes,
and it's between law enforcement pulling us people of minority over for no reason whatsoever. It's terrible. It's just terrible. I just pray for the family, and I feel so blessed to have spoken with you, and I wanted to share the good news. It only took me 7 years, Big Judah.
Beautiful. You got it done.
I'm a grandma, so the kids have helped me a lot.
Beautiful.
And I'm excited to see how the family is really building and sharing information that's so crucial.
Yes.
And I wanted to mention something to you also. I live in it's a little bit of country here, and I have these deers that come to me every day. I see birds and deers and foxes every day. And it's really amazing because the boy deer, I've never had a boy one come to me. He just comes right to me.
Wow.
I go over there and put apples and stuff at the tree for him. And I'm on 3 acres here, so it's kind of private.
Oh, nice.
And I rent it, though. I haven't bought it yet because, the property taxes on the house up here in the DMV is ridiculous. It's like really ridiculous. So I've been looking at this government website where they have places, too, in California where the land... To Mr. Chase, the car? Tell her, give me a minute. I'm on with my spiritual advisor. I'll let her know. Thank you. So I've been also looking. It's called this government liquidation, and they have different lands in California. I've never been to California, so I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
But the land seems to be a little cheaper out there as well.
Yeah, I don't know where that would be. It must be like in places where no one wants to live because it's really expensive.
So. But if you're ever interested, it's called government liquidators. They do land and I think it's things they received from maybe drug raids or something like to that nature, because it's a lot on their website. But I kind of like the East Coast. I've been here the majority of my life, and so I'm kind of used to it. But I'm also looked at Oregon and Seattle has cheap land.
Yeah. And it rains all the time up there, so you want to be depressed.
Yeah, I don't want depression. I like the tropics. I like the tropics. It's one of my favorite places to live. If I ever had the chance again, I'd move back, probably to the Caribbean somewhere once again. But, I'm like the rest of people. I'm at the age where people my age, they don't want to hire people my age, and I don't understand why. I just, I'm the one with all the knowledge and experience, and Having a hard time securing employment, but I'm actually enjoying my time off with my grandchildren. So
beautiful. Yeah, enjoy that time, because we know the Most High is tearing this place down.
Yes, he is. He really is.
So go ahead.
The black and black crime, we're losing all our black males.
Well, like I said, the Most High is protecting the ones that he's covering, and we know that 2/3 of our people aren't going to listen. So
right.
It is what it is at this point. I mean, the Most High is in charge, and he's got the plan.
Right. And Big Judah, since I've been following you, I guess 2016, 15, something like that, I wanted to inquire, because there's a plethora of information on Google, but what are the books that can teach me more about the Hebrew faith? Because I really like it. I mean, I practice Christianity, Catholicism, Lutheran, Islam. None of those ever satisfied me. Mm-hmm. None of them. The Bible doesn't really make me feel like, I feel like it's so controversial that I don't really believe in the New Testament. I kind of read the Old Testament. But what kind of books do you think can really help me to really know that I'm doing the right things in the faith itself?
I mean, I don't really have any specific books that would go into that. I mean, you pretty much have, like, it's here a little, there a little. Checking other videos. Kind of go into that and see what works with your spirit. But I mean, go with what's in the Old Testament, go with what's in the scriptures, and just do the best that you can at this point. I mean, many of the things that we did, I feel that they hide.
Yeah,
they make it very difficult for us to find it out. So I mean, all we can do is do the best that we can at this point.
I've been looking at it. Go ahead.
Well, and the Most High knows, that we can't do a lot of the things that we would do before, because we're not in our land, we're not under our authority, we're still under the authority of the other nations. So they make it very, very difficult. Society is set up for us not to follow the Most High.
Exactly, and it's set up for us not to really prosper.
Yes. So I mean, ultimately, we need to just trust the Most High and do the best that we can. Try to follow the feast days as best we can, and follow the laws as best we can. And that's all. And that's all we can do at this point. The Most High, He chose us before we knew all these things. He chose us when we were doing all the things like the heathens.
Right, you're right, because I have really grown and changed since I've been in the learning more and more about the Most High and what He requires, and the right way to live, the right way to eat, things not to eat. And I tell you, people have disappeared. Once you start changing and growing, people just vanish. Even your family members, they don't want to listen. Yeah. They don't, but they want to still do their holidays, and that's basically their lifestyle of what's out here in the world. I have just kind of separated myself for the past 10 years from society. I've just been effectively in the house, and just being a housewife, and I think that's where
I know you're asking about, like, how do we know? I think if we're following the ways of the Most High, I think we're going to definitely be repelling a lot of people. I think that kind of the proof that we're following what the Most High wants us to do, because we're losing friends, we're losing family. And if we were doing the things that they find to be pleasing, we would have plenty of friends, and family would always want to be around. So I think just attempting to follow the ways of the Most High, even if we're not doing it perfectly, He knows our hearts, and He's the one that's chosen us from the beginning.
Perfect. Now, you said the laws. Are you considering the laws as far as the Ten Commandments go, or the laws of the Torah, or? Well,
I mean, we follow them as best that we can. I mean, a lot of them, we know that some things were added, and there's some things that we can't. Like as far as like when our wives are menstruating, like we can't separate houses and not live with each other, and I mean, there's so many things that we can't do because we're not, we're not in that position.
Yeah. Right. Well, I am so thankful for you, Big Jude. I pray for you and your family every day, and God keep you safe and keep giving us all this good knowledge and wisdom. It's really helping a lot of us to grow.
Thank you so much. This is all praises to the Most High. Thank you. Yes, thank the Most High.
No problem. And I also went to, I've been looking at Amazon for books, and some of these books are so expensive.
Yes, they are. They are. I'm trying to share some information. I can't say exactly what it is on YouTube, but I try to share some things that kind of go along with that on the Patreon channel. Because, I mean, I have one book, and I'm trying to share certain things out of it, but, copyright, you have to be very careful with like what you share and what you don't share and things like that.
It's monitored. Yeah, certain words are definitely monitored. You and I both know that. Yes, indeed. Now, Patreon, I'm going to have my grandchild help me because she had to help me again today. Definitely sign up for the Patreon because I've been, listening and trying to learn as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, that's all that we can do. And I mean, some of the books, like these, what is it, Genesis 3:15, I think it's like that. The Seed. It's a book that I bought a while ago, but it was the only book that I saw when I bought it. Haven't seen it since. So it's like a lot of these books, like, even if you can't find them, they're super expensive. But many times you can't even find them anymore.
I noticed what's going on, even at the library. Mm-hmm. It's like they're archiving everything to be electronic, so there's no paper. There's still books, but not what you're looking for.
Yes.
Everything is archived. I've noticed that because I've been looking, and I do have some books here I want to send you. I'm going to try to get out to the Postal Service soon. And so, but thank you, Big Judah. I have to go. The family members are calling for me here.
Have a blessed day.
You too, and shalom. I'll talk with you again.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Good rising. Good rising.
Good rising, Big Judah. Thanks for calling back.
Yes. How you doing, brother?
So I'm doing great. Shalom, everyone. I'm in the Arctic. It's a beautiful day here and a bit cool. And I just like to show my appreciation, Big Judah, for taking your time to talk about the word free Edom.
Yes.
Because that's the word that's being saying a lot by a lot of people and without knowing what it really means. And I'm very honored and humbled that so many people get to understand that point of view because it's every detail matter in what we do these days, right?
Yes.
Like for me, when I stopped eating pork, like bacon and pork chop and ribs, anything pork or jello, I was starting to be able to understand like what's happening in the world.
Yes.
Because I watch a lot of shows from Dr. Sebi. I wonder if you know the man, Dr. Sebi, who was a very, a smart man, in my point of view, like regarding diets, what you eat, what in your body is also very important, like the alkaline in your body. Because for my people, the Eskimo, we our general diet, as we have been blessed by the Most High, and where He put us in the map, is, for example, fish and whales and seals. When we eat those, our body becomes naturally alkalized and we're able to survive without too much sunlight.
Okay.
Like eat more green from the forest to have your body clean. Like my people, when they cleanse their body, it was not an easy thing to do. Is what they have to fast. Like the people in the Bible did for a whole month.
Wow.
And they did with the water fasting. And there's a trick. If you're fasting with water, the water has to be warm, not cold water, but warm water.
Okay.
And you have to have a helper if you're gonna do a whole month fasting, you have to have a helper, because if you try and do it yourself, it's dangerous.
Yes.
So you have to have someone watch over you while you're fasting, and when you complete the 30 days, you'll be able to have the same kind of power like Yahweh did.
Okay.
Everyone, especially the nation of Israel, have this capability, especially the firstborn kids. And it's very hard thing to do. You have to like put your whole thought into it. It's this tradition we used to have is nobody's doing it anymore.
Okay.
Our people used to do it, but the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church we're saying that our traditional practices were of the devil. For example, we have towns called Hebron and Ramah in northern Canada, in Labrador, and those places are magnificent place. The mountains are beautiful. Like if Abraham's wife is buried there, it would be just right. and I'm going all over the place because I also watched Dick Gregory while he was still alive. He's was a great teacher as well, Mr. Dick Gregory. He said that the water is going to be our way of cleansing ourselves. So there's a lot of people in nation of Israel who have looked into the water and how it affects us. Like for us, we have fluoridated water, which causes some type of neural damage to like in the minimal level. But as coming from the government, the water system is mixed with many different kind of chemicals, and those have an effect on Inuit people. They make their skin white, and they put the vaccine in all the children since the time I can remember. But there's a group, not like quite a bit of people here who are refusing this new vaccine, which is a gene therapy to fight the CV-19. But are also people who are like who wants to be just like a white man. They trust in a white man totally. Think that their doctors want to heal them, and the system, and it's kind of like the Christians are leading them. Like the pastors seems to be the one promoting the jab, which like for me, I understand it's naturally in the role that they play, not thinking that they're deceiving people, but how the whole thing,
I as far as like that's concerned, I mean, hey, everyone has their parts to play. There's going to be certain people leading the flock to the Most High, and there's going to be other people leading the flock astray, and that's just the way like society, has set everything up, and ultimately, we know the Most High's will be done, and just like no different than the times of the past, when the other nations they have the spirits that are set over them, and those spirits are set up or sent by the Most High to lead them astray. And all we can do is be the ones that the Most High has sent to lead our people in the right direction and be used in that manner. But thank you, brother, for calling. I'm going to need to go ahead and get to a couple of other calls, okay?
All right. Thank you, Big Judah. Have a good day.
You too. Shalom.
All right. Bye.
Good rising.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Talked to you about a couple of weeks ago on your line. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to hurry up because I know that you got a time constraints or whatever.
No, we're good.
But,
we're good.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, I was telling you how I came out of Christianity. I was telling you about my dad.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah. But anyway, I have a lot of subjects going through my head, but I want to focus on one so I don't start running on. And how are you doing, brother? You doing well?
Doing well. Just here doing the Most High's will.
Awesome. Well, you had a video you was discussing Juneteenth. Yes, you was discussing that. Okay. Now, I was talking to my stepmom about 3-4 months ago.
Uh-huh.
And the Heavenly Father was letting me know, because now that the time is almost up and Satan knows that we're awakening, turning back to the Most High.
Yes.
So the system that Satan runs, with the organized churches, organized religion, Esau's all blended in there.
Yes.
Now, Satan knows his last-ditch effort is he's got to have his black movement. So he's going to start, don't be surprised, between now and the end of this thing, that Malcolm X has a holiday, a national holiday. Yeah, because see, the thing is, they want the people in Christianity to be at ease in Babylon. So they say, okay, now that the people are waking up, we don't want them leaving us. So let's give them something. Let's give them a holiday. Let's give them this. Let's give them that.
That's interesting.
Just enough to I get benefits from an evil government, but I don't turn back to the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I don't turn to the Most High and I'm still in Babylon and they're giving me what I'm asking for, but I'm still in darkness. Because that's just like when the children of Israel left Egypt, the ones that they began to say, well, hey, we don't like it here in the wilderness. We want to go back to Egypt.
Yes.
Egypt will take care of us.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's where the organized religion comes in, because all of the churches are under the World Council of the Churches.
Mm-hmm.
And most of your black ministers in those like Baptist ministers, Kojic, which I used to be a part of, they all have to answer to the elite. So their job is they can only tell you so much from the truth.
Yeah.
And a lot of them know the truth,
mm-hmm.
but they get paid to keep you in darkness.
Yes.
So as we're awakening, the enemy's going to be doing his little black movement to keep the people in darkness and have them think, oh, we made it to the kingdom of heaven. We're fine. We don't, you know what I'm saying?
That makes a lot of sense.
What's happening, man.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm sure you know who T.D. Jakes is.
Oh, of course.
Okay. T.D. Jakes knows the truth.
Oh, yeah.
And the Heavenly Father showed me this about 8 years ago, because I was always having dreams of this man. And he was always had a worried look on his face. Well, anyway, I had a dream where T.D. Jakes was sitting in a cafeteria. And somehow I was in this dream, and I was walking by, and I saw him. I was afraid to approach him because of his stature.
Mm-hmm.
But he motioned to me, and he had me come over to his table, and he said, I know what I'm in is wrong, but I don't know how to get out. That man knows. I don't know if you know that about 10 years ago, his property was bombed.
No, I didn't know that.
Well, you can look at that up on the internet, but his property was bombed. And the place where it was bombed, he normally would go there every morning at 7 o'clock to pray. But the morning that it was bombed, he was delayed. He didn't make it at 7. If he had got there at 7, he wouldn't be here.
Wow.
So there's things going on in the elite where T.D. Jakes is in like a crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
But he knows the truth. I've heard him speak on it.
I have too.
But they can't come out and... Sir?
I've heard him talk about that too, about being Hebrews or Ebos, and I saw that clip before.
Yes. But see, when you get into that system of religion, you got clamps on you. Because like, either you're going to tell what they want you to speak. If you tell the truth, you lose all your support. You see what I'm saying? And you know, so that's how they have to stay in that middle ground, so they can get their support from the elite to keep their ministries thriving. And so that's basically what I wanted to share with you. And also, I shared with you a while back about this book, The Holy Tablets.
Okay.
If you could ever look that up, it's actually online, a free PDF download.
Okay.
And I was telling you about the vision of Yeshua. But anyway, this book has the images of hundreds.
Oh yes.
Of biblical.
Continue.
Hundreds of them. It's got the pharaohs. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said continue, please.
Yeah, it's got the images of like Rebecca, Sarah, Mary, Miriam, the mother of Yeshua. It's got Peter. It's got a lot of the Old Testament prophets. It's got King David. It's got Solomon. It's got Samson and his father. And most of these people were people of color. But then it has the wives of what's his name? Esau. It's got the wives of Esau.
Okay.
Most of the wives of Esau were Caucasian women.
Oh, okay.
That's where the Edom came in. He began to marry into other nations. And even when David had Bathsheba, Bathsheba was not a woman of color. She was a Caucasian woman. Yeah. And all those images are in that book. But it's called The Holy Tablets. And it was compiled by a guy named Malachi Z. York. And Malachi Z. York, back in the 80s, I believe it was, he had this retreat in Atlanta. But the city officials, they were always fighting against him, because he had like a retreat, where he would teach the blacks to go there, and he would teach them their history and stuff. They had pyramids built and everything. But anyway, he had a false accusation of child pedophilia or whatever, and the FBI went in and arrested him. But they turned out the people that had said that he was doing this, they actually came out and confessed.
Okay. All right. Hello?
Is it recording?
I'm ending and call back.
Yeah. You're recording?
It stayed recording.
It's recording?
It stayed recording.
Okay. We'll just wait till he answers. Hello? Hello? I'll try to call back again. Hello?
Shalom.
Shalom, okay. My computer died. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. I was talking. I was like, am I talking to myself? This is strange, man. I was talking to my brother-in-law today, and we were discussing this, information we're discussing now. All of a sudden, his phone started fading out. He says, Mike, I think somebody's tampering with our connection. But anyway, I don't even know what the last thing I said, but the main thing is this: if you get a chance, this book, it may be a blessing to you. It's called The Holy Tablets.
Yes.
And they have a PDF version on the internet, as long as they don't remove it, because they had removed it for a while. And finally they put it back up. But you can download it, man, the whole book.
Okay.
And it's got all of these portraits of the biblical saints and the pharaohs and everybody. And I'm going to get off because I done talked quite a while.
Well, no,
I'll get to chat with you again.
I had a quick question if you have a couple of minutes.
Okay, all right, because I didn't want to take up the time.
Right now, I'm just talking to you exclusively right now. So about the organization that the pastors were all members of, what was that called again?
It's called, there's one group called the Boule, which started in 1904.
It was a black guy, because see, the high class black wanted a part in the elite, you know, like the Illuminati.
Yeah.
But they're on the lowest level. Okay. But they do the bidding of the elite. That's where Esau comes in. Okay? Because I was telling you before, Esau looks just like us. The other nations are the heathens. And, you know, like the army that's sent to bring the punishment. But Esau is the one that sells us out. That would be like the Jesse Jacksons, the Al Sharptons, all these Baptist, you know, these Kojic preachers and stuff, because they get paid well to keep the church in order, to make sure the church doesn't wake up and they start finding out, hey, man, I found out my heritage. But they don't want you to do that, and they get paid to do that. The Boule is one of them. You got those Freemason lodges. A lot of the members don't know those elders that in those organizations, they go to those lodges when they're not at church at their sanctuaries. They go because they got to do their rituals. They got to do their rituals at those lodges, the Freemasons and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And see, like when they wear those robes and clergies that they wear are actually Catholicism.
Oh yeah.
That's Catholic. Those clergies, that's their garment. But they give allegiance to the Catholic Church. A lot of those Pentecostal churches don't know that, but they're all under the umbrella of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, a lot of the parishioners don't know. They don't, they make it seem as if there's something different. I'm like, no, you're all Catholics. All of you are Catholics.
Right, that's it. And that's why the Heavenly Father told us to come out of her. We have to come out of her completely.
Yeah.
Because all of religion is all connected.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if it's the Islam. Like, okay, one thing I was going to point out. Malcolm X and Dr. King. Okay. But Dr. King and Malcolm X, it's like we went through Christianity, but we're not of Christianity. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why they couldn't handle those two men. Those two men were sent by the Most High. Malcolm X and Dr. King. That's when the Most High was really intensely reaching out to the wicked elite at that time to stop their evil. But they killed both of those men. But see, Malcolm X, even though he went through Islam, he was beyond Islam. That's why they couldn't control the man. He was truly called to the Most High. These guys were evolving. Dr. King went through Christianity, but he evolved past it. He was evolving past it. And these type of men, they can't control.
Yeah.
So when Jesse Jackson, all these people came in, their job was to keep tabs on them, because the elite know, hey, these men came through our system, man, but there's something different about these men. We can't control these men because they were sent by the Most High.
Yes.
That Most High, he always has agents that he sends in the earth to deal with the wicked. And at that time, major men that he sent to deal with the elite. And the Heavenly Father was like, Malcolm X was more of the hammer. Dr. King was more of the mercy. He's like, okay, man, I'll come sit with you. I'll sit with you and plead with you. Stop your evil.
Yeah.
And even after all of that, they killed him and they killed Malcolm X.
Yeah.
And see, the Heavenly Father is like, hey, I gave you all these prophets to deal with your evil, and they never attacked you. They never lashed out to try to kill you, but you killed them. So what else do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? I have reached out to you beyond measure.
Yeah.
And now he's reaching out again through the messages coming through you and through Big Levi and Yael and those that are hearing the message that, hey, I'm still reaching out. You know what I'm saying? And he even cut everything off with the social distancing last year.
Yep.
And he was giving the world the opportunity. He was giving them the sign, hey, I'm giving you time. But the system says, no, Heavenly Father.
Yeah.
No, God, we want our football back. We want our baseball back. We want it back. We want our entertainment so we can get caught up in entertainment and not think about anything but entertainment. Yeah. So that's where we are, man. And now the government knows they got to make a move. The evil entity. So they're working. The religion now is saying, okay, the people of the Most High are waking up and they're turning back to Him. So we need to do something to keep them with us. Let's give them a holiday. Let's give them a little money here. Let's give them something there so they'll get comfortable. Yeah, but that's what they're doing, man. And I was talking to my stepmom about that a few months ago. I said to my stepmom, I said, now that we're waking up, the evil entity is now going to start trying to reach out to the black community, but it's a false sense of restitution. In those churches, seek the Most High to turn back to Him, so they'll be comfortable. So basically, that's what's going on. But it's the boule is what I was telling you about, and it's been around for a long time. Yes. And the black sect of the Illuminati, but they're on the lowest level, and they get paid. They get paid to act as activists, like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. They'll show their face every now and then when something happens, and they'll start talking all these. Yep. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I said yep.
Oh, I couldn't hear what you said.
No, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, and so, but their job is to keep tabs on the community. So another Malcolm X or somebody that's radical that can't be controlled rises up. So they always send them in movements. That's why whenever I see something on the news that's black oriented, and if I see Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton walk to the podium, I turn it off. I was like, man, I already know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because their job is to keep us under control. Yeah. And they'll talk enough black rhetoric to make you think, okay, they're standing for us. But no, their job is to make sure we don't start waking up. Yeah. So their job is to keep us dumbed down. So they'll talk a lot of black stuff, and they'll have the music playing, Amazing Grace, you know what I'm saying, to get us excited, to get us in emotions. Yeah, so that we won't start thinking logically of what's going on. Exactly. That's their job. And most of the preachers, that's their job. Exactly. Their job is to get you all emotional in the church so that you will not seek the truth. Mm-hmm. And they will give you just enough truth to keep you in darkness. But that's it. And thank you. But that's why I'm thankful, man. The Heavenly Father has brought our family out of Christianity. Most of my nephews, my dad was heavily he was a minister in Christianity, but he brought us all out of it, man. And I'm telling you, when you come out of that system, it is much more easier to hear from the Most High. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Because now you don't have all that stuff blocking you. Exactly. It's really awesome, man. And so I really thank God for you, man, and how the Heavenly Father has used you. Because the main thing that you brought out, even when I was waking up to my heritage, that you brought out is that Jacob's trouble is over for us. Because, man, even when I first started waking up to our heritage Hebrews, I still had this thought in my mind, even going back to a kid, the day of reckoning where you got to make that stand for the Most High. You're standing before a firing squad, or you got somebody getting ready to cut your head off, and all this stuff. I was always expecting that in the future. Yeah. And when you brought up Jacob's trouble over, man, that was a relief. We don't have to go through that.
Yeah, we've been going through it, right? Exactly.
Yes. Exactly. And see, the Christianity system, I hope I'm not going too long, but the Christianity system, the people that enslaved us in Christianity, they are reading the Bible. They're reading the same stories, which the stories are true. But they're reading it through their eyes as being the God's chosen. And see, the thing is, they talk about the rapture and stuff like that. And actually, there is a rapture. But see, it's not the rapture they're thinking of. Because, in Matthew 24, it said it will be just like the days of Noah, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. They will be eating and drinking and giving in marriage until the flood came and swept them all away. That's the rapture. But see, the rapture they're thinking of, they think, okay, the one that's left behind is cursed. No, the one that's left behind is saved. Exactly. The one that's taken is destroyed. That's the rapture. And see, they got it backwards. They think they're going to be caught out of here in a state of bliss. No, the catching away for them is not good.
No.
It's a catching away of judgment. So there is a rapture for them. And so the Heavenly Father, He's very wise. Because see, now they're praying, come Lord Jesus, come. You know, they live in a system of witchcraft. So it's like white witchcraft, black witchcraft. And they're just like, come Lord Jesus, come now. And I'm like, you really want the Lord to come now? You don't want that.
Yeah.
You don't want you don't want the Son of Man to come. Because the Son of Man comes by your summoning him to come, it's not good for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And see, the Heavenly Father set them up to bring destruction on themselves by their own system. So like when they put the Israelites, their version of the Israelites in Israel, well, they believe they're supposed to fight for these people. But they don't realize those people and the people in the other people that'll be dealing with that country, they're all the same people. And so you'll have people like John Hagee. We need to stand up and fight for Israel. And Heavenly Father says, that's what I want you to do. Because you're going to go over there and destroy one another. You're going to destroy yourself fighting over a lie.
Exactly.
And so the Heavenly Father's like, man, I already set it up from the beginning. I set it up for the wicked to get their power, then the wicked to eliminate each other. While we sit back in Psalms 91, protected. And see, they wanted us to think we was going through the same judgment they're going through. But the tribulations for the wicked, it's not for us. And I tell you, man, when you brought that out, man, that was a relief. That was the one thing I needed to know was Jacob's trouble has already passed. And I tell you, man, when our people wake up and find that out, man, we could just kick back, drink some tea, and relax.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for sharing. All right. Thank you so much. That was great.
Yes.
All right. You have a blessed day.
If you want to,
go ahead.
If you want to, I can send you a link. It's this email to the Holy Tablet website.
Yes, please go right ahead. I appreciate that.
I'll send it to you in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Judah.
Shalom.
Thank you. And blessings to your family.
Blessings to you as well. Shalom.